going on, everybody? Project One Gaming, you know the deal. So I haven't done a video like this in a little while. Got a couple of things to show off, a couple of things to talk about. Where do I want to start? What I really want to talk about is something called Project Restoration, but I promised Duke that I would not talk about it until he was president and all the bits were here. It's gonna be awesome though. Most of the bits are over there, but you know I can't show you. Okay, what's going on here? The Project Pre-Heresy model is going to be shipped tomorrow to Warboss Tay. The delay in that was I was trying to do a wolf pelt and with green stuff, and it just did not turn out the way I wanted it to. No matter how many times I tried, I think I did like 5 or 6 different ones, and it just wasn't looking right. And then watching Tay's paint tutorial on Pre-Heresy Space Wolves, it had like a shield and a wolf pelt from Warhammer Fantasy Chaos. I think he said Marauders or something like that. And it fit perfect, so I asked him if he had any of those bits left over. He did, so he's going to slap those on to the models to make it look more Space Wolfish, to distinguish the two. So that's going to be getting sent out. So with that being said, check out projectonegaming.com. There's a new tab for Project Pre-Heresy. The main tab has a poll where you guys can vote for the next display build, along with a little bit of information about what Project Pre-Heresy is and what me and Tay are trying to do. And then there's a second tab entitled Wolf versus Warhound, where it has work in progress pictures, and once Tay paints it up, it'll have those pictures. But it explains where we drew the inspiration from, and things like that, a little backstory behind the display. So that's going to be every time we do a new display, there will be a new drop down showing it off, so you guys can see all the different builds. So that's that. The other thing is I want to really thank a couple people. I recently got interviewed by Demon Jester, so keep your eyes open for that. That was a really fun interview. Again, I thanked them last video, but Rumpelmaster and Asjar, it just, I don't know, to me it blows my mind that these two individuals contact me and talk to me about my work, and they like my work and they're interested. And like my last video I complained about my halberds and how I didn't want them, and you know, Asjar took interest in them, so hopefully they're going to a good home with him, and I can't wait to see what he does with them. But just the words coming from them, I mean, those guys I look up to, and you know, I look at their work, and I'm like, you know, one day my work will be like that. And for them to say my work is inspiring to them, it just blows my mind. I know I said that last time, but I wanted to thank them both directly. Thank you two so much. Asjar, when I got that email from you, my jaw hit the ground. I was like, this is unreal, because not to downplay Rumpelmaster, because his work is phenomenal. I feel like you know, I follow Asjar just a little bit more because as great of work as Rumpelmaster does, nothing's narrated, so it's a little more personal when you watch Asjar, because you get behind the mind and everything like that. And it just, I don't know, it took me back when I got that email and I had to show my wife, and I was like, you'll never believe, and you know, stuff like that. So thank you both. Really appreciate the kind words. And I hope to collaborate with you guys and learn more from you guys in the future. So, yep, wanted to say that. Also, I'm going to be taking the camera in a minute and showing you some other stuff, but, you know, in fact, let's just do that. Guys, grab the camera. Okay, let's start on this portion of the desk. This is stuff I've been working on for Bill and Sue over at Terrainaholic. So I wanted to show you guys all the base coated stuff, because it's done and it's ready to come back to you. I spoke to Bill. Bill's building me this tremendous and ginormous city train build, and in return I was going to build and paint his vampire count army. But you know, with the amount of commissions and stuff coming in, We both kind of agreed that me base coating it is more realistic, just because of the size. I mean, there's tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of models. So wanted to show you what I got done. So here are the 3 stages of zombies in the front. And what I did is I created 3 different colors. So starting with this color, this is again using my wash paint technique. This is a very pale, almost like fresh dead look. Just a very pale white, and this is one of Sue's zombie chicks. So you can see the color if it comes into focus here. There we go. And then we have a more green, rotten kind of look. Very dead rot looking. It's coming in pretty blurry right now. Sorry about that. And then we have this more like yellowish tinged. This actually in person, this is more green and this is more of a brownish tinge. But you could see the different levels of decay in the zombies to, you know, kind of set them all apart from each other. So put all together, it's just, you know, it's not blah. There's some stuff to break it up. So there's the zombies. We have, this is the color for the ghouls. It's a very gray-green color. Bunch of those guys. Here's the base color done for the bone. Now, even though this looks pretty sloppy, and I'll admit it does, again, this is just wash, so one layer of normal paint or whatever paint you want to use will cover up all this extra stuff. So at least all the bone is covered. And that's a couple of representations of the skeletal warriors. And then here's the here's a look. I know there's 3 of them, but this is a pretty well washed bone. So it's a very almost scorched looking bone, knocked down a little bit, and then lightly washed. So there's a couple levels of these skeleton horses as well. Alright, so this is my my Abaddon model. I'm not going to call it conversion, I'm going to call it a kit bash, because you know, a conversion requires tons of work, and this required a little bit of work, but not a lot. It's almost complete. I do want to put in some green stuff tubing, so it tubes into the arm a little bit. So what this is it's a, you know, a standard Chaos Terminator chest piece, which I like this piece because it reminds me of Abaddon, having the eye in the middle. But you know, this really isn't Abaddon in my army, so I like that. You know, it looks very much like him, but you know, it's got corn markings. See if that comes into focus. This is a Forge World leg. Apparently it's not going to come into focus. There we go. Yeah, but I did scrape out the world for World Eaters. I'm going to file it a little bit more, but I like the mouth, but I didn't, you know, like the planet because it's not World Eaters. But this is a corn army. So yeah, and this is a Warhammer Fantasy head, but it looks a lot like Abaddon's head as well. And I love the pose that he's pointing out because you know, this guy's a close combat beast and ready for challenges, so it looks like he just stabbed down his sword into the ground and is pointing at whoever, saying, "You're next." And that's really it. So yes, it's a Chaos Terminator, clawed arm, a Stormbolter off of a kit, weapons kit that you get with Chaos vehicles. This Forge World Corn Terminator legs. This is a bloodletter sword. I cut off the hilt and filed it down a little. Just your basic trophy rack, but I just put a bunch in it, and that's really about it. And I put him on this Chaos base, so he does sit taller than all the rest of the Terminators. So I really wanted to make this piece special to pay homage to Rumpelmaster and Asjar. I don't feel like I did that much justice to that, but again, you know, I got a pretty big commission coming in, so I don't have a lot of time to spend on it. So that's kind of why it's done the way it is. And that big commission that I spoke of, let me walk over to it. Okay, so this is the this is the next big build. If anybody recognizes this model, it's from G.I. Joe. It is a huge model. It's a dragon something or another. I can't think of the name off the top of my head. But you may recognize this, that Mac and a couple other people online have built a Stormbird out of this, using lots of plastic card and stuff like that. So that is what we're doing with this. We just got the commission in the other day to go ahead and do it. So it's going to be a pre-Heresy World Eaters build, which I'm super excited about because that's one of my favorite pre-Heresy armies. But we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. Me and the client are going back and forth. We're considering cutting off this end because this piece is missing. But we're going to cut this end off and replace it with a Storm Raven gunship, like the majority of it. So it'll bulk it out, extend it out. It'll give like more access to troops because we have to build in troop access and stuff like that. But I like the idea because you know, there's different Forge Worlds in the fluff, so there's different variants of everything, and you know, some things we're going to add in the bottom here where the crates will be. When they open, there'll be a lot of chains hanging, kind of simulate, you know, when they're flying, they maglock their boots to the ground and hold on to the chain as support instead of sit down in seats, just because they're a little more brutal. So there's going to be a lot of pre-Heresy Forge World iconography all over this. It's going to have the dirty white with some blue accent paint job. So this is going to take a little while, but it's going to be an awesome build. So, and man, do I want to keep these sound effects. That's right. It's got it all. We got guns somewhere. We got missiles. Oh yeah. Buttons all over the place. It eventually turns off. Eventually. So yeah, that's just while that sound is winding down, just a look into the build as it's progressing. I finally got this guy on a stand. I really hope this, oh, I think that's it. Okay, we got it. So yep, this is my one Helldrake on its stand, finally. The second one. So yeah, this has a little more paint done on it. It just feels like laying down on the job tonight. So it's all coming along, slowly but surely. So yeah, that was a look into my little studio update. Stay tuned for more, especially with the Stormbird. Can't wait to watch that develop. And if anybody has any questions, please email us at projectonegaming@gmail.com. And don't forget to check out our website to look on the info for our painters, the guys over at Every Bit Counts, and our terrain guy, Sir Lathan. So that's all I got for you guys today. So look forward to talking to you in the next one. Take care.